p.m., Fridays 4 to 11 p.m., Saturdays 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sundays from noon to 8 p.m. It's Salt Mine City, Lincoln's newest brewery at 8th and R. It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetables, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Outside is where winter adventure unfolds. On frozen lakes, icy landscapes, and snow-covered slopes, feeling the cold air rush by as you race downhill. The freedom of gliding with ease and the warmth of being together. From epic sled rides to the fun of ice fishing, it's all right here beneath Nebraska skies. Start your winter adventure at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Associations and this station.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealer, invites you to attend our upcoming Parts and Service Expo events. It's the best time to buy parts and schedule inspections all year. Take advantage of specials through December 13th with additional savings the day of your local expo. Find savings on oil and filters, gifts for under the tree, and pre-ordered John Deere parts. Visit with our trained and certified technicians and sign up for our winter service specials. Visit landmarkimp.com for a complete schedule and experience the Landmark difference.
Who wants free diamonds? This holiday season, as a thank you for shopping with us, Sartor Heyman Jewelers is giving you free diamonds. Now through December 6th, receive a pair of sparkling diamond stud earrings, a stunning diamond pendant, or a gorgeous diamond tennis bracelet for free with your qualifying purchase. We only have a limited number to give away, so once they're gone, they're gone. Don't wait on this one. Visit Sartor Heyman Jewelers, where your gift shopping shines brighter. In Lincoln at South Point Mall, downtown, and in Grand Island on State Street.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall. Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Tanner's Bar and Grill is the best place in Lincoln for a casual get-together, best place to watch a game, and the best for pre- and post-game. Catch college and NFL football as well as the volleyball action this season at Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. What's better than wings, cold beer, and a Husker win? Enjoy great food and drink specials every day and tons of TVs to catch all the action. Tanner's Bar and Grill, 30th and Yankee Hill.
There's only one place this holiday season to shop for the sports fan in your life and get cash back for slightly used sports items you don't need anymore. Play It Again Sports. Check out their selection of new and used items, including home fitness equipment like treadmills, exercise bikes, and ellipticals. And get your lift with free weights, benches, and racks to add to your home gym. And don't forget, if you have anything slightly used to trade in, they'll give you instant cash. Holiday shopping starts and ends at Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown! 45 yards.
And return specialist.
This time he beats the kicker and one more.
Demorne Pierson-El.
Only does the sideline have confidence in Pierson-El, but Pierson-El has confidence in Pierson-El.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
All right, welcome in. Don't Punt Hour. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. As always, we got the host, Demorne Pierson-El, streaming in. 402-464-5685. You guys can join in on the show with the former Husker and myself. We're going to talk a lot of Husker football today, as well as go across the Big Ten. Just lots of updates to keep up with as we are, however you want to call it. Some fans want to panic. You also got to keep in mind that we got to get this down to a 105-man roster. I mean, like, we're talking 40 kids probably on average. Some programs are going to be getting rid as much up to 60 of those kids on the roster. So there's going to be a lot more coming down the railway here. I'll say that much. It's not something that we can all celebrate and say everything's fine, but it's also, let's not panic here. So real quick, we'll just go through it, update everybody who's all hitting the portal for the Huskers. So on Monday, you obviously, the very first one, we knew about that, wide receiver Malachi Coleman. And then you had on the next day, on Tuesday, the departure of Gabe Irvin Jr., Vincent Jackson, Stephon Thompson. You also had Jamari Butler. All of that that was Monday, December 2nd. And then today, we have found out about Daniel Kalen, Principal Umanyalan, and then, of course, James Williams joins them as well. James Williams seems to be the one that's probably the biggest loss because he's a younger guy, showed a lot of promise, obviously was huge for us in that Rutgers game. Just your thoughts and all the movement going on with some of these Huskers hitting the portal.
That's 90 that's leaving, right?
Yeah.
It's be on the lookout. That's all I gotta say. I think some of these players that are gonna have to be leaving, or you'll see leaving and everything like that, or I don't want to say get cut, but that are part of the cut down. Don't be surprised. Like, it's not just gonna be walk-on dudes; it's gonna be scholarship guys as well. So it's if you thought this was, panicking and everything like that, oh, just wait.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to just think about it too. Like, definitely some scholarship guys probably going to get cut because you got your upcoming classmen too, right? Like, you got your guys that you already have planned in. You've already recruited. Those guys are coming in the door. You got to make room for them. So it's not just, we'll hack off the walk-on program and, dust off our knees and hands and call it good. Like, this is going to be one where it's going to be a challenge to the coaches. I mean, there's a reason they're going to get paid millions of dollars here. This is kind of a nightmare problem to figure out basically pro style in terms of how you want to build your team now. Like, you're dealing with very limited roster numbers to where you got to build a team with the same rules as everybody else for the most part, outside of how much NIL money you got. But even then, you got to figure out how you're going to distribute that. So it becomes very NFL-like on how you're doing with the salary and your roster size. It's going to be interesting. But that's all the updates as of now. And then obviously, we found out about Tony White, the defensive coordinator, heading out to Florida State. Are you surprised at all by that one? I mean, that's the one we were all excited to get him for this year. I thought 2 years was the max for him, and here we are 2 years later, and he's moving on to the next one.
Yeah. It caught me by surprise because I just didn't think it would be, more so of the same position. But I mean, you could be, Nebraska is up on a rise coming up in the Big Ten. I feel like Florida State, I would say, is probably one of the top tier teams in their conference, regardless of how they did this year. They had athletes. I think it was just bad. Clearly it was bad coaching, pretty much.
Yeah.
The whole quarterback situation kind of messed them up, and they kind of, never really rallied from that. So, I mean, is it a better situation possibly for him? Potentially. Florida kids, you're bigger, it's easier probably to recruit there. So, did I see it? Not necessarily, but do I understand it a bit of why? Yes.
Yeah, and if you're Tony White, like you look at Florida State's defense this year, you look at he went to Syracuse, he turned that program around, fixed it, went to Nebraska, fixed it. Now if he goes to Florida State, fixes it. Like he's kind of got this resume right now where it makes sense for him. It's like, let me go do it again one more time here to really kind of just put it all on the resume. Like I am a fantastic defensive minded coach. I could flip from the East Coast to the middle of the country all the way out to the West Coast. I'll flip every single one of those programs. And that's kind of the trend he's been on. So I don't expect him to struggle at Florida State, especially with the athletes that are going to be around there on top of what kind of defense he likes to run. Like he's going to be a problem down at Florida State. That's where Terrence Knighton, the defensive line coach, has been projected to go, obviously following him down there. I don't think anything's actually official on that. But with James Williams also kind of putting in his paperwork, it feels like he's kind of got a little train there. Everybody heading out to Florida State, or at least a good chunk of the guys. Because again, you look at that transfer portal, it's basically all defense, which makes when you lose your defensive coordinator and then potentially the defensive line coach as well. On the offensive side, we did figure out some news about our new wide receiver coach, familiar with Dana Holgerson. Thoughts on him? I'm got to get the name right. I'm blanking on it right now.
I really haven't done too much. I know there was another receiver coach that he's not fired, but a head coach was fired with who he was with, New Orleans Saints. You could have went and grabbed Dub and brought it back. I think that would have been something to see. But from what I've at least read on the guy from Kentucky. Is kind of Dana's guy. So, I mean, clearly there's some success there to teaching the system and, getting the players to operate. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think that guy had Tank Dell at
yep.
At
it's
Houston.
The guy's shorts. Just want to get his name out there.
So, welcome to the family. You know what I mean? So, I mean, just anxious to see, what actually, goes in a different way. Because I know a lot of people, athletes included, were upset or just over the whole McGuire situation.
Yep, and to be fair, just for everybody, I don't think this is official, but it's just heavily expected that this is going to be the guy to go ahead and take that position there.
Mm-hmm.
Again, worked with Dana Holgerson, and those were the reports. So we don't like it's not official for Knighton, and it's not official for Shorts to be joining the staff, but they both seem pretty
legit.
Much. Yeah, like we're one step or 1 hour, 1 day away from an announcement coming down the way here. Yeah, I mean, it just kind of leads us to the last thing, a couple things here, wrap up this Husker football end of season talk. We also got the All Big Ten team honors. Ty Robinson is the only player to make it on third team. Third team is the best Nebraska does. If you like honorable mentions, hey, we got a lot of them. For that's
the record. But I mean, you telling me Bullock doesn't belong second team at least?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I get it with the
second
offense.
Team.
This defense has
please tell me two other linebackers that had a better season than him in the Big Ten. Please, I'll wait.
You're gonna have to go to Michigan, and even then, I don't think you can.
Even Michigan's in the same shit. They won what? One more game than we did? Oh my God, so much better. I think it's just more of a respect thing, I think what Ty got third team.
Yeah, third. He's the only one.
Yeah, here's your participation award. Thank you.
Which is insane to put him on third team.
That's asinine. I can't.
The coaches poll surprised me. That's kind of it was both media and coaches, and like I was very surprised to see like, man, you guys had to play against him, and I know he gave you problems
for sure.
Like the Ohio State, how was running the ball against us? You're telling me that defensive line has one guy that's third team and everybody else is honorable mention at best? It's just because Nebraska finished 6-6. It is.
That's it. I mean,
nothing to do with how good that defense
it has
really
to be
was.
that. But I mean, what's the criteria to look at here? Are we looking at, you scratching your back for a friend's back and, hey, remember I did this for you? Are you looking at, well, they haven't the relevancy of how they are successful from year to year?
I think it's just lazy. I think
mean,
look at the teams with best records and pick the key players on those teams.
Turn on the tape, look and see, open your eyes. Don't be, don't play any favorites or anything like that. I just find it crazy that Bullock is not on there. I can't see it. That one pisses me off probably a little bit more than Robinson. I'm not gonna lie.
That was more disrespectful than anything I've seen this season. Was those awards? Like, I get it. You're gonna have some tough calls every now and then, but like, man,
that's not a tough call. That's
I mean, when I say tough call, I'm like, do we put him second or first?
Yeah.
Put him third team, and only one guy on third team's a slap in the face. Like Nash, tell me he doesn't get on there. Did John Bullock? Like we have multiple guys where it's like they have better arguments. You can go through the list. Like, again, none of the players on there are bad, but you look at this Husker defense and you're like, certainly. I mean, when we get to the draft, we're going to see guys like Ty Robinson and Nash. Why are they getting drafted if they're one's an honorable mention and one's third best in the Big Ten?
Because the actual people who actually evaluates and understand things and whose job is actually on the line, they pay attention and try and make the dots connect instead of just throwing something at the wall and hoping it sticks.
Yeah, and it's kind of sad. I think a lot of those awards and how they're selected get rushed. I just don't think there's a whole lot of time there's time and effort put into it. I just don't know if it's enough. Because based on how it goes every year, not to say that Nebraska, there's been years where Nebraska hasn't had hardly anybody on there, and I've agreed with it. There's been other years where it's been a little bit of a reach, but like I think they quite literally best records, who are the key players, the quote unquote star players on those teams on that side of the ball. Okay, here's my guys. And they're going to start there. And to dig deep and look at Nebraska at 6-6, even though you heard they have a pretty good defense, like I just think it's got to be lazy. Otherwise, I don't know how you end up with that result. And this isn't, me being Husker biased. Like you could take a poll and a lot of people would be surprised. Like, man, one guy after a team that consistently outside of Indiana, outside of Illinois
was a bad loss. Like that's not
those
even.
Those are the only two times the defense really didn't show up. And UCLA in the first half. I'll give you that one. That's it though. I mean, otherwise that defense was pretty stout. At least that front seven. I mean, you can say the secondary was up and down, but that front seven is the most outrageous part. But Ty Robinson, shout out to him. Should deserve more than third team, but
for sure.
At least we got someone on there. It should have been higher. But yeah, nonetheless, tip my cap. And again, you can go through it. All the honorable mentions. There's plenty. This is the tough part. I'm not surprised by this. No Husker player on the offensive side of the ball made first, second, or third team. Fine. Who do you think the best player on offense was for the Huskers this year? Like if we had to name a Husker MVP on offense.
Who are the coaches going to favorite and give it to versus or who actually deserves
it? Who are you going to give it to? There's not going to be like there's no award for
I mean, as little and as short as it was, I would say Emmett. And that's not me being biased or anything like that. Just what he was able to do from once the ball is in his hand to continue to push for first downs, continue to keep the offense on a pace and whatnot. You've seen the offense take off with him involved in there, and once the coordinator changed. So, are you giving it to somebody who scored the most? Are you giving it to the fan favorite? Like, what are you looking at who actually, or are you going to give it to the person who actually deserves it? If Emmett necessarily wasn't there, I don't think those last couple of games even went the way that they have. And nothing against Dante. I think he had an excellent season. But, I mean, Emmett showed that at the end. I mean, you weren't more valuable. You seen how Emmett was being used to go down the field, to march along down the field, catching the ball out of the backfield, picking up blocks and everything like that. He didn't complain. He didn't cry to the media. People's parents didn't say anything. People's uncles didn't say anything. He just put his head down and worked, and that's what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to award it on potential, I'd give it to Emmett Johnson. Unfortunately, it really wasn't until Dana where it became like a major role within that offense. Like otherwise, he's just kind of getting, here's a drive here and there, throw a lot of the Satterfield earlier in the year, and like he was good, but he just was very, here's your part, you're done. Until Dana got there, really became the Emmett Johnson with the Dante Dowdell punch in the red zone was kind of the 1-2 combination. Yeah, I like it for Emmett Johnson. I wouldn't give it to him simply because just not by his design or his fault, just wasn't in the mix. Like, honestly, it's crazy, but like you almost have to go to a true freshman.
No.
I'd like to give it Ja'Cory Barty.
No.
Name a better.
No. Was he the most exciting on offense? Yes.
Most successful more often than not. Like, I'll be honest. He was able to get open. He was able to get successful run plays. He was our best punt returner on special teams. I get that special teams, but like, yeah, I'm sitting here looking at the true freshman because I liked Banks and I like Nayor, but I don't know if it was the wide receiver.
I wouldn't say them. No,
I don't think
Dylan. Banks came alive late. If Banks if we would have been using Banks like how he was being used those last couple of games and everything like that, I think flat out Banks would have been it. But because of and it's not his fault, but because of him not being used, Barney, will I think he'll win one in the future? Yes, absolutely. But off the first year, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, fair enough.
He was more so of, okay, well, you're the only one that's really, doing something out of the slot. He wasn't too much of outside, getting off of press from that standpoint. It wasn't really moving him around. He was a gadget, plug in and play type guy, which is nothing is wrong with that and everything like that. But things weren't made and break, I don't think, off of his back. We still found ways to get in the end zone. We still found ways to, do other things and whatnot. Do I think he will be one of the bigger pieces moving forward? Yes, absolutely. But again, it goes back to like, what are you basing the criteria off of to give that? And that's why I go with Emmett, just because once he actually started to being used, like just imagine what stuff would have been. And I mean, the offense flowed completely different. That's against an Iowa good defense. That's against USC, which was, and that's against a good Wisconsin. And this is late in the season. He was doing this. So just imagine what he would have been doing towards the middle of the season, and we already seen what he was doing at the first couple of games. So that's why I'm big on Emmett. Like I just don't think it's enough. The only other person I think that they would give it to would be Dylan. But again, I'm not even on that one as well.
Yeah, I mein, we're looking at the offense. And that's why it's so frustrating all this year. Very similar to the Bears. It's like you got weapons, so you can't tell me that's the problem. Like I see the guys and the talent you have. It's there. You just don't have it clicking. Your guys aren't in sync, or they're not working hard enough, whatever it may be. The blocking was certainly an issue that got a lot better towards the end of the season, but the fact that it took so long was just problematic. And yeah, when it comes to Banks, like he could have been that guy. He's in the same fold of Emmett Johnson with me. Like totally was there for us late in the season, but it took forever to figure out how do we use a guy, even though you got a ton of tape down in Wake Forest about how he was utilized and how he's a great, hey, you need a 50-50 ball. He's got great hands. He'll high point it. And that's what he did for us towards the end of the season multiple times. I think that Wisconsin touchdown was probably one of his most impressive catches all year. One foot tap in the back of the end zone. And he was doing that pretty consistently when we found him. We just weren't finding him enough.
Yeah.
Him and Evan Johnson fall in that fold. The other guy, honestly, hard to ever give this guy the MVP, but they deserve a shout out. The offensive line in particular, and I'll even give it to Ben Hart. That's a guy, he's been through a ton of criticism,
Yeah.
a ton of starts, but it was a solid year. Like start to finish, you can nitpick and you can pick a play because it's always easy to pick on the offensive lineman. But if you pick a lot of those plays and you look for the sacks, like you're going to find a quarterback holding on to the ball for more than 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Like offensive line was not the problem this year.
No, it absolutely wasn't. It was play calling and getting in rhythm and then getting your guys ready to make plays. So, I mean, half on athletes, half on coach. I'm not just going to put the blame on somebody else because the student athletes do have to come and be ready to make plays and whatnot. And they weren't. They were very complacent with things.
Yeah, and we'll wrap up this segment here. We'll get an argument from the text line here. We'll call it disagreement. Talking about the defensive line. We started the segment talking about Ty Robinson, the only person on the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, nobody on offense. I'm not going to be upset about that one. Understand it. But the defense, Ty Robinson was the only one. He gets third team, Big Ten honors. And this one, unknown texter, he says, come on, our defensive line disappeared at big moments in big games being third team. It's the best that he was, and it's the best that anybody on that team was. They're mediocre. The defense fails every time a game is on the line and a close ball game. They give up a drive at the end of the game that completely rips our soul out because they have become accustomed to losing.
I think somebody is mad and is just getting all the negative out. When it rains, it pours. Like, come on now. Like, go back and watch the film. Look at how many dudes are being held and the calls are not getting called. So, not showing up in big games, don't want to hear that they have. Like I said, outside of one bad game, Indiana. Outside of one bad game. Now, collectively, did you play a whole game against Illinois? No, you didn't, but you still were in it. You still did enough. Second half, they tightened up. UCLA, second half, tighten up. So I hear you. That's your opinion and everything like that. Whatever. It's if that's how you feel about the situation, you may be mad just because of how things have went or whatnot. I get it. It's troubling times. People are leaving and whatnot. I get it. I'm mad with you, but I'm not gonna cast that stone and say, "Oh, y'all weren't good enough." When they definitely handle business.
Yeah, and hey, you can disagree some more. 402-464-5685. Appreciate the text. Yeah, I mean, it's tumultuous times here, and this is the arc of Husker football every season, right? We get through a gut-wrenching November, head into December. We get the transfer portal bad news. Oh man, here we go. We get some players that are like, "Hey, this guy actually looks pretty good." And I'll tell you right now, we can't panic. That transfer portal is going to be loaded this year. There's going to be so many players in there desperate for a home.
I hate that it has come to this like so quickly.
But it is what it is, right? You play the game.
I mean, you're ripping away kids' dreams. Like, so it's not even about what the spirit of the sport is anymore. Why people like college football more than the NFL. Like, it's getting further and further away from that. And I understand, with the money stuff and whatnot, but how many kids wake up and been dreaming of playing on this level and everything like that, and you're giving them the opportunity to, and they do that for a semester, they do that for a year or 2 years. Now all of a sudden things are in jeopardy, and you kind of looking over your shoulder because of other people to making decisions for a whole collectively, instead of trying to not stall the situation, but at least help the kids. And that's what it's about. I mean, you ripping away college education from kids, which is crazy, because you're telling kids, well, you got to go. So, I mean, it's just unfortunate.
Yeah. Like, hey, I know you came here and you're out of state, but we can't pay for you. Like, your kid came from.
You're good. You're just not good.
You're in school in California. You got to pay out of state now.
To get the offer. You're just not good enough to keep it. Like, come on now. Like,
yeah.
You could have started with 15. You got to cut 15 people for this year. 10 to 15 people next year, and by that third year, then you go full on it. But instead, you're running with it's the Wild Wild West with NIL is going to be the Wild Wild West in the pool. So I'm starting to think this whole NCAA just likes and loves chaos.
Yeah, the deeper we get into this college football era, the more I realize like this is going to be wishy-washy for probably like a quarter of a century. I'm not even kidding. Like the worse this gets, the more I'm like, I don't feel good about it ever being like quiet and settled. Like, I think it's just going to be constant changes.
My thing is, what's going to happen to those seniors in high school? Why would they mess around with you when they can go pick up somebody in the pool? Because this thing is going to be around for the next 4 years. So these seniors that are coming out probably outside of this year or this year, could be cut the next following year, which is crazy.
Well, I mean, that was, and again, this isn't Deion's fault. It's just the blueprint that's available. And like, they finished 9 wins? Yeah, 9-3. That's Colorado's blueprint. He came in there and deleted about 70% of the roster. All portal guys. He didn't recruit high schoolers. It's fine.
The portal isn't going to be that portal wasn't what it's about to be now.
That's just it. And that was a problem. And that's why people were upset with Colorado. Again, I don't care. Colorado can do it however they want. They're having success. Good for them. But like now that they proved that blueprint, not only did they do it, they proved you can actually have pretty good success. Mm-hmm. You win 9 games in year 2. And now you're going to have, to your point, smaller roster size. So you can't mess around with a miss.
No,
like you got to get a guy that can play, especially if we're going to do this in the next segment. Since we're kind of on topic, and if we have time for it, we'll give grades for the Huskers as well, but we'll go through the final regular season Big Ten coach hot seats. If you're one of those coaches on the warm seat or getting really hot, like you got a season left at best, and if it doesn't go well, you're gone, you're not going to spend time recruiting a bunch of high schoolers. Like you're going to go get guys out of the portal, and you're going to spend just about all your energy on that because you have to win this year. So it's a mess. And that's what I'm saying. Like the Storm, the more it goes on, I don't think it's ever going to quiet down for at least another, like we're talking 10 plus years, probably at the least, and probably some more conference realignment going on. Like who knows with the Pac-12, like there's going to be inevitably some school in some conference that's upset, or the smaller conferences, when we talk about the group of 5, they're going to be, disgruntled by how everything's happening up top, the trickle down effect. Like there's a lot on the way here for college football. But at least for Nebraska, there's also a bowl game on the way. On the other side, we'll do some coaches' grades in the Big Ten. We'll figure out, who's probably gone if it's not been announced already. Don't go anywhere. Don't punt hour with the morning Pierson-El.
Wall-to-Wall Wine & Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine & Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
This holiday season, recharge with the Planet Fitness Black Card for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. So instead of fighting a stranger in the mall over a stuffed T-Rex, bring a friend for free and work out on the TRX. Instead of freezing in line for a lame holiday deal, relax in the Black Card spa with some hydro massage feels. Instead of being trapped at your in-laws, escape to any of our 2,600 Planet Fitness locations. Sign up today for the Planet Fitness Black Card. Just $1 down and $24.99 a month. Deal ends Friday, December 6th. See Club for details.
Come enjoy a show of the Midwest's best MMA fighters on Saturday, December 7th with Violence Fight League 2 at the Complex, the former location of Champions Fun Center. Fights are scheduled throughout the night, and if you haven't been before, now is the perfect time to go, with Nebraska football in between the regular season and a bowl game. Doors open at 6 p.m. with the first bout at 7 p.m. Learn more about the fighters and buy tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com.
We fix basements.
We fix basements.
We fix basements.
We fix basements. We fix basements.
At F Foundation Repair, we've been fixing basements for over 30 years. We're your local foundation repair experts. Our warranties stay here. Our people work here. You can trust us to take care of your home. Go to WeFixBasements.com to learn more.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Midwest Bank invites you to celebrate with us. Join us for our Christmas open house on Friday, December 6th at our 70th and Pioneers or 27th and Jamie Lane locations. We'll have cookies, coffees, and apple cider waiting for you, along with the chance to enter our raffle for some wonderful prizes. Come share the holiday cheer with us. We can't wait to see you there. Happy holidays from Midwest Bank. Learn more at www.midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or a trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop!
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Outside is where winter adventure unfolds. On frozen lakes, icy landscapes, and snow-covered slopes, feeling the cold air rush by as you race downhill. The freedom of gliding with ease and the warmth of being together. From epic sled rides to the fun of ice fishing, it's all right here beneath Nebraska skies. Start your winter adventure at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Associations and this station.
Early break. There's quite a situation going on.
What?
Jake's been asked to step away on Fridays from now on.
Yeah,
they want to break. Young Ben has been dubbed as the curse breaker. He's been dubbed as the curse breaker, and Jake's been asked kindly to step away.
Just for Fridays.
Just
Fridays only.
Game day only. Game day eve only.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back in. Second segment, Don't Punt Hour. Going to go through some Big Ten coaching hot seat rankings here. We know one guy's out already, and that would be starting with Purdue all the way at the pretty much all year long. He was at the bottom, and it just kept getting hotter, and hotter. Really just a unfortunate, dreadful year for the Purdue Boilermakers. Ryan Walters, one of the options for DC at that, as people have been floating out there. But season finished. Finale to Indiana losing 66-0. Walters was fired. Any surprises there? I mean, he seemed like the most obvious candidate just based on how the year started and the way it continued to get worse.
I mean, no. I mean, he was in a bad situation. I mean, it's not.
I feel bad. I don't know what you got to do there to pull it off. It seems like a tough culture to turn around. The recruiting grounds seem tough. Like that's a tough job.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Lafayette.
It's not easy at all.
Like if we think recruiting kids to Nebraska is hard, West Lafayette might be harder.
I mean, them and Indiana. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Indiana too.
Yeah, I guess what's Indiana's campus like? I think for Nebraska, that's always kind of the one big thing.
Couldn't tell you. I'm pretty sure it's probably all small. Honestly,
yeah.
I don't think Indiana is a huge school.
Big basketball school. I mean, if you like basketball, that's it.
I mean, tiny spaces still. So I mean, the football stadium tiny, basketball stadium tiny. Like it's all bad.
Yeah, at least with the basketball though, I appreciate it because it's kind of one of the cathedrals, iconic buildings. So you give me old classic where it's like floor to ceiling, just all wood. That's always a win. So, but moving on here. Hot seat. We can go back and forth. This one, I'll start with this one. Mike Locksley from Maryland.
I don't think so. Fired? I don't think so. I don't think he should.
Started in 2019. So I mean, he's had a good run. Maryland was pretty disappointing because I know people were actually kind of high on him this year. This was disappointing.
Did they win 6? Did they win 6 games?
No, they were 4-8.
That hurts.
Yeah, 2 games away from bowling.
I mean, but I think they were dominant in some games. I think he's fine. I mean, USC came there. You beat USC. He has a pulse on the region. I think he needs to do a better job of keeping the talent in the area instead of letting the talent go to Pitt University or Penn State. They were going to Clemson for a while. So if he can recruit the area better, I think he can make a case. But I don't think he should be fired there.
He's gone. He's got to be gone.
Nah.
2019, he lost to Northwestern 37-10 this year. Northwestern is. Hey, I love Northwestern. I love what they do, but that's tough. And they were at home. I mean, this was Northwestern.
I'll give you that. I still don't think he needs to be. I still don't think he's fired.
I'm going to ask you one more time if he should be fired.
No.
We're just going to go through. Okay, so they beat UConn 50-7. They lose to Michigan State 27-24. They beat Virginia 27-13. They beat Villanova, weird schedule, 38-20. They lose to Indiana, fair enough, right? 42-28. They lose to Northwestern 37-10. They beat USC by 1, 28-29. They lose to Minnesota. They give Minnesota 48 to 23. They lose it to Oregon 39-18. They lose to Rutgers 31-17. They lose to Iowa 29-13, and they lose to Penn State 44-7. He's got to be gone. That's your culture is like kind of dead with this season. Like the key.
I mean, all that screams late in the season they just pretty much gave up.
Yeah, that's not a good look if you're a head coach.
You have to figure out your quarterback situation. They have athletes. I mean, they've sent dudes on to the first that got drafted first round on offense and defense. So he's getting talent there. Again, it just you has to be more consistent. So I don't think so. Not yet.
All right, Lincoln Riley, 6-6 finish.
Fired.
I can see it because they've just gotten worse.
I mean, you're supposed to be the big dog, and
they've gotten worse every year.
I told you, once it gets to game 6, he's here. So I mean, it's not going to be the Pac-12 of what they're used to, or when he was in the Big 12. I mean, their Achilles heel. You can score with the best of them, not an issue, not a problem. Defensive wise, good luck.
Yeah, don't play a lick of defense. Yeah, it's just not good. I mean, we're seeing this with Alabama this year. If your philosophy is to get in shootouts all the time, you're going to lose. You're going to lose some shootouts. Like that's by definition, it's not a good way to win all games consistently. And that's where we see teams like Alabama this year really struggle because they get into a shootout. Like it's very like when you kind of get into that loose style and you're just starting to air the ball around it takes like one turnover, a pick six, and then they need one successful drive. And all of a sudden that game flips on its head. The Lincoln Riley USC shootout style, you got to lock in on defense or do something to play a little bit more complementary to your defense, but there's just got to be an emphasis on
Sarkisian was doing better when he was at SC than
he was.
You know what I mean? So I mean, I like Lincoln Riley. I think he's an excellent coach. I think he's an excellent offensive mind coach. But for whatever reason, bro, it ain't working.
It's not. And you think that's the place you thought he was going to thrive. And to see it actually get worse year by year, like consistently, like if you want to do a line chart bar graph, go nuts. Like it just goes step by step down and down and down. This being his worst finish yet. Lucky to finish the season bowling. If he didn't finish the season bowling, he's probably canned by now. So
probably.
He's definitely on the hot seat. I'm kind of
think so.
I think he's probably going to get canned. I just wonder if they're trying to figure out who that guy's going to be and if it's worth it. Anybody else on the hot seat for you? Like that's kind of the two for me. I'm going to go Loxley and then Riley. So you got Maryland and USC.
I mean, I really think Ryan Day is.
There's an argument for it because he lost to Michigan again, and that's the one that matters.
I mean, honestly, him and James Franklin are in the same ship.
Nah, James Franklin's chilling. When they expanded the playoffs.
But again, I mean, how many times have we seen, you not winning the big games? Wisconsin, us. You know what I mean? Like Day is in that same situation. And they're still winning Big Ten championships or competing for them. I know maybe not recently or in the last past 3 or 4 years, but you were still doing so. You were one game away from being, I think, in like 2 national championships.
Yep.
So I don't think he deserves to get fired or should get fired, but I feel like some of those, crybaby universities that have been successful recently and whatnot. If you don't check 2 out of the 3 on the box, it's an issue. You lost to Michigan, you didn't go to the Big Ten championship, and you're probably not going to the national championship. So I mean, or you could save it if you did, if you do, but Ohio State is a team I would want to see with some of the teams around, in the top 12. That's an easier matchup. I would feel like I'm taking that matchup with them.
Fair enough. I don't think he's anywhere near it. I think it's nice and cool. I just think when that playoffs expanded, like you just need to get in, and they'll get in. So, job done. Not near the more hot seat. Ohio State's just tough because you're like not only are you expected to get in, you got to beat Michigan. Like you can't lose to Michigan, especially this year. This year to lose to Michigan was like
bad.
Whoa.
It was a bad loss. Like that was a bad Michigan team. No quarterback, no really true offensive identity. They really don't move the ball too well here and there. They might have spurts or whatnot. Their offense might have been worse than ours. Ain't no Mike. It was.
Yeah, I that's probably where I'm at with people actually like on the warm seat. I think everybody else is pretty well safe. Deshaun Foster is getting mentioned. Like, there's no way he's gonna get the can. Like, I honestly thought it's a pretty successful first year. My expectations of UCLA heading into it, like they did a fantastic job. We do got women's basketball as well tonight. We got one off the text line. Tater wants to know if there's anywhere to watch it. Hate all the Big Ten Plus subscription stuff. Unfortunately not. They got you trapped, bud. That's the only way to do it.
Gotta watch it, buddy. Sorry.
Yeah, unless you want to risk some viruses, but I would never encourage anybody to do that. But we'll get one more in here, and then we'll throw it to break, and then we'll keep going down this list, or if we have time for it, we'll do some quick grades to kind of wrap up Husker football. This one from Pluto on X here. I actually couldn't agree more. This one has been one of my more surprising takes. USC fans have been great. USC is now my second favorite big team after going to the Coliseum. And Nebraska versus USC big championship game would be epic. I can't deny it. That would be awesome. And I was surprised. USC fans, like they're kind of like the Cali nice. Doesn't travel over to UCLA though. For whatever reason, UCLA doesn't get that.
They're little brothers.
Yeah, that's it. Little brother syndrome. They're just a little bit tempered. But yeah, no, USC, Nebraska, two massive programs, two programs after a year of mediocrity. It'd be optimistic to look forward to that. That being said, we'll throw it to break. We'll just do individual grades, a little bit of them to wrap up on the third segment. Dump Punt Hour with the former Husker DeMornay Pierson-El. We'll keep things rolling here on a Tuesday night. Don't go anywhere.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealer, invites you to attend our upcoming Parts and Service Expo events. It's the best time to buy parts and schedule inspections all year. Take advantage of specials through December 13th with additional savings the day of your local expo. Find savings on oil and filters, gifts for under the tree, and pre-ordered John Deere parts. Visit with our trained and certified technicians and sign up for our winter service specials. Visit landmarkimp.com for a complete schedule and experience the Landmark difference.
As a proud member of the Roofing and Solar Reform Alliance, Coalition Restoration stands out by providing thorough property assessments, personalized customer service, and top-notch craftsmanship. With years of experience in the industry, Coalition Restoration has built a notable reputation for having a team filled with skilled professionals and possessing the expertise to handle any roofing project, big or small. Visit their website today for a free roof assessment at www.coalitionrestoration.com or give them a call at 402-607-8186.
Midwest Bank invites you to celebrate with us. Join us for our Christmas open house on Friday, December 6th at our 70th and Pioneers or 27th and Jamie Lane locations. We'll have cookies, coffees, and apple cider waiting for you, along with the chance to enter our raffle for some wonderful prizes. Come share the holiday cheer with us. We can't wait to see you there. Happy holidays from Midwest Bank. Learn more at www.midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
As you're gearing up for Christmas, it's time to head to Tailored Life in Bennett to get ready with local shopping. Make the short drive down Highway 2 for tons of items for your home for both indoors and outdoors. Check out their variety of Christmas trees in all different colors. Plus, many other fall and winter holiday items and landscape lighting to enhance the outside of your home. Don't forget their home goods for indoors, plus convenient drinks and snacks, most of which are produced locally. Visit Tailored Life today in Bennett and stay tuned to their Facebook page at Tailored Life 360 for food truck events coming up.
We fix basements.
We fix basements.
We fix basements.
We fix basements. We fix basements.
At F Foundation Repair, we've been fixing basements for over 30 years. We're your local foundation repair experts. Our warranties stay here. Our people work here. You can trust us to take care of your home. Go to wefixbasements.com to learn more.
Who wants free diamonds? This holiday season, as a thank you for shopping with us, Sartor Heyman Jewelers is giving you free diamonds. Now through December 6th, receive a pair of sparkling diamond stud earrings, a stunning diamond pendant, or a gorgeous diamond tennis bracelet for free with your qualifying purchase. We only have a limited number to give away, so once they're gone, they're gone. Don't wait on this one. Visit Sartor Heyman Jewelers, where your gift shopping shines brighter. In Lincoln at South Point Mall, downtown, and in Grand Island on State Street.
Tanner's Bar and Grill is the best place in Lincoln for a casual get-together, best place to watch a game, and the best for pre- and post-game. Catch college and NFL football as well as the volleyball action this season at Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. What's better than wings, cold beer, and a Husker win? Enjoy great food and drink specials every day and tons of TVs to catch all the action. Tanner's Bar and Grill, 30th and Yankee Hill.
There's only one place this holiday season to shop for the sports fan in your life and get cash back for slightly used sports items you don't need anymore. Play It Again Sports. Check out their selection of new and used items, including home fitness equipment like treadmills, exercise bikes, and ellipticals. And get your lift with free weights, benches, and racks to add to your home gym. And don't forget, if you have anything slightly used to trade in, they'll give you instant cash. Holiday shopping starts and ends at Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, wrapping things up. Don't Punt Hour. Good morning, Pierson-El streaming in 402-464-5685. You guys can join in. We'll have Uncut with Kyle Perry after this from the 8 to 9 o'clock slot. And, of course, striking up a conversation, Husker Bowlers. We'll wrap up with the last live show of the night from 9 to 10 p.m. We were going to do some Husker grades overall between coaches, maybe even some individual groups, but there's just not nearly enough time for it. We'll do that tomorrow. So if you want that, be sure to tune into the Don't Punt Hour tomorrow. Instead, we can do a quick NBA roundup because there are some interesting things going on in the NBA. Good morning, Pierson-El. I'll have you know right now, are you aware of the LeBron James struggle that is currently happening in the NBA?
I think they're saying like he's not moving around or something like that, playing lazy or something.
Nah, kind of. 0 for 19 in his last 3-point attempts. Over the last 4 games, he's gone 0 for 19 on the 3-point line, which is, I think, second most threes attempted without making any in NBA history.
Well, he's making history again.
Hey, look at LeBron. On the positive side of things, I think we talked about this, but I want to bring it up again because this continues to be the most insane basketball player that gets talked about, but still not enough. Like, I just don't think people fully understand the gravity of how insane these stats are consistently. We're going back to Jokic. I think the month into the season we mentioned it. It's still happening. He is currently averaging 29.6 points per game on a 56% field goal percentage, 50% from 3. So not only is he sitting there over 7 foot tall, the guy is 7 foot shooting 50% from 3, 13 rebounds, 11 assists, 1.5 steal and a block a game. I mean, is he going to be one of the greatest centers of all time? At this point,
I mean, when it's all said and done, I mean, I think so. I mean, you know, each center, or like when you say a great or a dominant center, you know, they had their niche, they had their identity and everything. He's in a league of his own. I don't think any other center as remotely close to, you know, 2 parts of his game.
Certainly no center's ever been this good of a playmaker.
No.
That is certainly his award and his award alone. You guys can chime in and throw names at you. No. Nobody is. It's unreal.
I would say somebody that's similar, maybe I would say Tim Duncan, but Tim Duncan's game was completely different.
Yep.
Could he knock down the 3? Yes. Was he out on the 3? No. But also the times have changed. So I think you'll see, you know, an evolution of certain positions, you know, change to kind of keep up and do stuff or whatnot. But I mean, he's definitely a unicorn.
Well, and thinking about, you know, things have changed. Think about Jokic in the Tim Duncan era. Are you kidding me? Now his entire work and like he's just getting fed constantly to post guys up and like actually just go one-on-one. How many times do we see Rudy Gobert just get embarrassed by Jokic last year?
All the time.
All the time. Like that's multiple time defensive player of the year award winner. And why he gets that award is not because he's great on the perimeter. No, he's horrible on the perimeter. He gets burned out there all the time, but he's that elite of a rim protector. He gets that award and Jokic embarrasses him. All right. AD, a little more athletic, gets embarrassed. I shouldn't say embarrassed. Like AD,
it's a more.
He'll give some points
it's a more. I would say AD is one of few people to actually I could say would get the best of Jokic. Like I would pay and watch them play 1-on-1 in a 7-game series.
I like this one. Unknown texter, Hakeem Olajuwon. That's a good one.
That's okay. I'll give you that.
Not Jokic though. Like it's just.
And
I love the old school players. But
as far as playmaking and everything like that, yes. What he was in that era of being so different with stuff and everything like that, it's that same presence just in this era. So that is a good one.
Yeah, like Hakeem inspired an entire new generation of centers that wouldn't have happened without him. Like he the dream shake and all that good stuff. Like people are, what the hell is this guy doing? Does he know how big he is? Put your back to the basket. He's one up there where I hate judging the older guys because it's hard because he set the foundation for like modern centers. So it's kind of the LeBron argument all the time. And I'm still a LeBron guy, or excuse me, a Michael Jordan guy.
For sure.
But you always hear, well, that era, he wasn't doing X, Y, and Z. If he was in today's NBA, I bet you he'd be a pretty damn good 3-point shooter. Like it all kind of just depends on the era. Yeah, that'd be a good matchup. Hakeem and Jokic, absolutely. One more from the text line here. More on Hakeem. We might just have to do a day in honor of Hakeem. A lot of love for him. And then
the
Pluto,
dream.
for real, unstoppable. I will say, when I talk about centers like Tim Duncan, Hakeem, I feel bad for forgetting him tonight, but he's always one guy that I feel criminal about. I'm like, he never gets talked about enough. And of course, I forget to mention his name. Talking about the great centers of the past. All right, last one. We'll get out of here. Are KD and the Suns, KD, D-Book, going to get it done this year? Currently, the Suns are sitting at 11-8, similar to last year.
It's still early in the season. Like they're not even warmed up or anything like that. They're still recovering from the Olympic run. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I like them. I want them to succeed. I kind of want KD to silence the haters, but it's a tall order.
Yeah, it's that part. And you know who they probably miss? And we're going to keep saying it. Chris Paul.
How are the
Spurs are 11-9, one game behind the Suns. So they're good.
It's still early. You got to work through some things. Let Pop work his magic. I ain't worried about that.
Exactly. And this is the thing with the San Antonio Spurs. They got a winning record. They're sitting at 10 because that's just the Western Conference. I'm telling you, put the Spurs over in the East, they're going to have a much better.
Two.
They're going to 2 is going to be tough.
2 or 3.
Cavs are 18-3 right now. So Celtics, I'd say you can maybe
you put them in the East. You're telling me they're not going to win 5 of those?
They probably would, right? Because the East, you're looking at Magic, Knicks. Magic at 3 is a great story, but Paulo Banchero's hurt. Or he's out anyways. But yeah, the San Antonio Spurs, it's just a team, especially if you're an NBA fan, just keep watching out for them. Unfortunately, they're a league pass team more often than not due to the size of their market. But it's good ball. Greg Popovich, Chris Paul, Victor Wembanyama. That's a beautiful story right there. All right, that's going to wrap it up for us. Good morning, Pierson-El. Appreciate the time as always. We'll do it again tomorrow. We'll give some official grades for the end of the Husker season. Coaches, players, all of that, position groups. Appreciate it. We'll do it again tomorrow. Uncut. Kyle Perry up next.